Welcome to another EFT Business Spotlight, where we highlight the wonderful work that practitioners are doing around the world. And today we have someone that is doing great work and much needed, especially now.
So everybody, welcome. Deneen Schreiner, right? And Deneen is from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan in Canada. I did pronounce that correct, yes?
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. So, you know, what she does there is she's been a teacher for years, elementary school, and really working with kids in so many different ways.
Through 7th grade, like that takes some skill to be able to hold space for kids at kindergarten through 7th grade.
And, you know, having been a teacher and a mom, because 2 children, you know, I don't think anybody knows more the stresses of what it's like to be dealing with small children as both a mom and a teacher and working in a school system. And that's really the focus of Deneen's work, is working with teacher moms and the stresses that they experience. So I just want to say welcome. Thank you for the work you're doing. So needed.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So we always love to start with what brought you to EFT. I know that you had trained in Reiki and other energy things, but how did you end up finding EFT?
Well, it's kind of a long story. It took me a little while for it to bop me over the head. I was so stressed as a teacher, and when I was pregnant with my second child, or I should say on maternity leave, I started doing some researching. I love learning. So I wanted to kind of figure out who I am, what's going on, why am I feeling all these things, and EFT kept popping up. And so the first time I heard of it was through the Ortners, and was introduced to the Tapping World Summit, where I met, through interviews, so many amazing, wonderful people. And it really took me quite a while. I took probably 3 years of the summits and just practicing that way. But while I was on maternity leave, I threw my back out. And I've learned that that's where I hold my stress. And I couldn't lift my newborn. And so for 3 weeks, I was going to the chiropractor. I couldn't figure it out. And although not diagnosed, I felt like I was having a panic attack, like extreme anxiety. And so I just started tapping, and I tapped and talked and cried, and it was crazy. And after about half an hour, it just dawned on me what the problem was. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like that's why I feel like this. And just, it felt like a ton of weight was off my shoulders, and like, this works. And so, like I said, I spent a couple more years with the tapping summits, and then because I was on an extended maternity leave, I decided to go back to work, where another bout of anxiety hit me. And then I went through the same process, the talking, the tapping, the crying, like, oh my God, I gotta leave my kids and go back to work. And again, the same profound aha moment, you know? So I went into that teaching year with immense love and joy. But I found that year that my love for teaching changed a bit, in the sense that I know that this could help the teaching profession somehow, because it helped me so much to be able to go back to work and leave my kids again. And that's when I found that you guys were coming to Canada. And I had to meet you. I met you through the Tapping World Summit interviews, but I got to meet you in person. So I went and took EFT's levels 1 and 2 with you. And then you talked about getting certified. So then everything just kind of fell into place. I wanted to be certified, and it just became wonderful from there.
You know, everybody has a journey about how they find tapping. I'd like to hear from you what you find working with other teacher moms, what they might be experiencing other than back pain, right? And how you assist them. Can you tell me a little bit about kind of what you see?
Yeah, like common challenges.
Right.
Yeah, like I've worked with a couple of wonderful people who it could be just something at home, for instance. And I worked with one wonderful woman who it was just about a couple of things with her kid and what they were dealing with at school. And I worked with another colleague who it was just about something in the classroom, just teaching a particular subject. For me, it could be anything. I had trouble sleeping. I had trouble taking care of myself. I put everybody else first because that's just who I am. And I'm finding a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I would say that teachers probably hold that energy more than most.
Right. And you're trying to be that calm in anywhere from 20 to 30 storms throughout the day, because each little person carries their own emotions, and you're trying to help them with their emotions while trying to still, calm your own. And self-care is so important. And I want to share this with as many teachers as possible and teacher moms. And yeah.
Has it been your experience also when you work with teacher moms that they can bring those skills not only to their own self-care, but also to maybe at home with their kids, either at home or in the classroom? I'm just curious because that has to serve a huge purpose as well, I imagine.
Oh, definitely. It has this spreading effect. If you're working on one thing, you all of a sudden notice that, oh, this part of my life is getting better, and this part of my life is getting better, and oh my gosh, I handled that so much better, and you're not worried about, there's so many things that you can worry about throughout the day. Getting called to the office for one thing. Oh, what did I do? And, things like that. It's just like, oh, that doesn't bug me anymore. Like, you have more of a positive outlook on those kind of things as well. So it's amazing and incredible. Yeah.
So you have started a Facebook group specifically for teacher moms.
Yes.
What is the name of the group so people can find you there?
It is EFT for teacher moms. I tried to make it as simple as possible. Yeah. And I just want to share as much about EFT with any teacher mom as possible. Don't get me wrong, dads are just as important and they're very welcome to join as well. But because I'm a mom, it's fitting for me to share what I know from my perspective.
Sure. Yeah. And if people are looking to contact you online, is there a URL that they can just find you at?
Yes, I have a landing page so far, which I am working into developing into a full website. It's DeneenSchreinerEFT.com.
Deneen, DeneenSchreiner, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you. And especially, we're talking during this time of COVID pandemic. People might be saying this much later in the future, but this is just an especially evident time where how needed this is for moms, teachers, bringing it into the family, bringing it into the classroom. That doesn't end, right? The stressor is there, is evergreen.
Yeah. Right. It's something, I use it on my kids.
Yeah.
My kids, you can just tell when they're having a rough time and they just, can you just tap on me, Mom?
Oh,
and
that's beautiful.
So yes, it can be multi-purpose.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deneen.
Thank you for taking the time. Thank you.
Our pleasure.